21st Platoon. Hard drop. Secure our landing zone.
Understood.
Over the target in 5.
Hang on to your helmet.
Alright grunts, welcome back to From ODST to Helldiver. In today's video we are going to cover the Superstore. As you can see here on the ship, I have a little notification at the top that if I hit the X button I can go to Acquisitions. And as you have seen from my previous video, if you've been keeping up with the series, we covered Warbonds. This is where they are, and this can be the same area to find the Superstore. If we use the bumpers left and right, you can go to different pages here at the top, and at the far right you can see we have the super credits. Now this is the current price point, and I think it's going to stay the same once this comes to Xbox. So it's about 100 super credits per dollar or so. A discounted rate if you buy in bulk, of course. But yeah, if you are feeling generous to the hard-working team that has brought us this great game, please do spend some money on this. I certainly have myself, but again, it's a judgment call. I'm going to go ahead and leave that up to you guys. I'm going to tell you to just go out and spend some money, especially after you guys just bought the game. But if you do enjoy this as much as I do, definitely give it a thought. So that is to get super credits, and then the Superstore, as well as the Warbonds, is where you can spend said super credits. And you can see here we have 14 different pages, and I can thumb through them pretty quickly, but essentially there's about 1 page per Warbond that exists in game. And this first page here is on rotation. So as you can see here, there is a very unique item on this rotating page here, which is the warrant pistol. And if we look at the item info, you can see it's actually a pretty unique pistol with the guided trait. So this does have an option to automatically shoot for headshots. It has a large circle, as you've probably seen in a couple of my other videos, with weapons that kind of heat seek or are automatically targeting enemies. That's exactly what this pistol does, which is really nice. I'm a huge fan. But additionally, you can see here we have body armor. We got a helmet, an armor piece, a cape, and we also have a player card here, the Badge of Order. Now, most of this is cosmetic, so the cape and the player card as well as the helmet are 100% just there to make you look good. There's no bonus to any of your stats. There's no additional perks that you get if you have them. The only things that will actually be game mechanic changing from the Superstore is the occasional weapon that might show up on this first rotating page and the armors. And you can see here from the stats, this is the heavy armor version of the Force of Law's ballistic padding armor passive. Now why is that relevant and why is that important? Well, if we go over to the Warbonds and we scroll down to the near very bottom, you can see the Force of Law Warbond right here. And if we go to the first page, you can see there's an armor available. And it has the ballistic padding armor passive. But this is the medium armor version. If we go to page 2 and we look at the armor available there, you can see this is the light armor version. Alright. If we scroll down to page 3, there is no armor available here. So the heavy armor is completely missing from the Warbond. And that's because it is over here on the Superstore. This is the heavy armor version of that same armor passive. So in general, what you're going to find is in the Warbonds, there's going to be 2 out of 3 of the armor types They're covered with that new armor passive, and in the Superstore is the third piece. So if you want a light, medium, and heavy armor version of all the different armors, 100% you're going to have to cash in on the Superstore. Now, you may notice that the super credit price points for that is essentially that armor piece is $3, $4, something like that. If you are spending $10 for 1,000, it is $2.50. Just keep that all in mind. If you just divide these by 100, you'll see how much cash it's worth if you're buying in bulk. With this $10 or $20 option, generally this is going to be $2.50 or so. Additionally, though, you do not have to get your super credits solely from the super credits tab and purchase with real money. You can go in mission and grind to get super credits. Now, there are lots of tutorials online of how to grind and get these more efficiently than not. But in general, if you just play the game and you explore the maps and you open as many loot chest things as possible, you will eventually get enough money to buy quite a bit of things here. So just keep that all in mind. I did spend some money in order to get all of the Warbonds unlocked, as well as purchase quite a few things from the Superstore. I'm a huge fan of this game, though, so I completely understand if you are hesitant to buy the game in the first place on the Xbox and then also buy more stuff in the game. But maybe eventually, after you've played long enough, you are going to see how great this game is, see how much of a staple it's going to be in your repertoire of games, and maybe throw some money their way. But anyways, you can see right above this helmet here, we have offer valid for 8 hours and 22 minutes. What appears to be the case right now, and this may update in the future, they have changed the Superstore a couple of different times. But right now, the first page here is one that is on rotation. It's currently a Force of Law Warbond associated page. As you can see above the cape here, says Force of Law. If we go to the next page, it is saying Truth Enforcers. And on this page, there's only 4 options. So we have the armor with its passive, and it is a medium armor set. We have the helmet, the cape, and the player card. And this, in general, is the standard, I think, is you have 4 options. We can keep looking here. These don't even offer the capes, they just have the armor and the helmet. You can see on the chemical agents one, we have both a medium armor and a heavy armor set. Now if we go back over here into the Warbonds and take a look at the chemical agents, you can see on page 1 we have the light armor version of the armor passive, and we have the medium armor passive version. So why bother getting the medium armor from the Superstore? Well, this armor looks a certain way, and maybe you don't like it. Maybe that bright yellow is a little bit too much. There is the option for this version of the medium armor right here, which will function exactly the same as the other piece, but maybe looks better. And I certainly think it looks better. Maybe that's just my opinion, though. But the heavy armor, if you want the heavy armor, it's only on the Superstore here, it looks like. But we have one for Freedom's Flame, we have Viper Commandos, we have Polar Patriots, we have Democratic Detonation, we have Cutting Edge, we have a couple of them for Steeled Veterans, actually, with several different armor passives. And then, of course, the last 3 are all tied to the Helldiver's Mobilized Warbond, which is the standard Warbond that everyone is going to start the game already having unlocked. This is the Warbond that has 10 pages on it. So, Just keep that in mind. The last 3 are reserved for the original Helldivers Mobilized Warbond. And the 3 after that are the Steeled Veteran, which is the first Warbond to come out after that. So, a lot of cool things here, guys. I do think it's worth at least looking at the Superstore from time to time to see what this first page is on rotation, and possibly have something to look forward to. One of the benefits of the Superstore here is, let's say you really want fire-resistant armor, but you don't want to go and buy the whole Warbond. You can get the firefighter armor here for a much lower cost in super credits. So there is also that. You can get access to tons of different things. The Warbonds, of course, are going to offer you quite a bit more things and a way to spend your medals as well as just super credits. So my recommendation, guys, if you're just starting out on what to prioritize between Warbonds and Superstore, is I would try to unlock as many of the Warbonds as you can, maybe prioritizing something that you think is going to be a game-changing build for you. So if you're looking for something fire-related, get the Freedom's Flame first, yada yada, and then pad those out with additional sales from the Superstore. That's my personal recommendation. By all means, do whatever it is that you want. And feel free not to spend money, guys, on the super credits here, although I certainly have spent my fair share of money on this game. The devs could definitely utilize that extra capital. And it'll extend the life of the game, I think, by quite a bit if they see those sales going up. Good stuff all around. Well, alright guys, I think that is all I have for this video covering the Superstore. Hopefully it was pretty informative to you guys. You guys have seen what at least the Superstore looks like today. This is recorded on the 15th, so it's 11 days out from the Xbox release, and this could change even on the same day that it releases. So, we'll see how relevant this is and how up-to-date it is when the game actually drops on the Xbox, but fear not, I will be there on day 1 with you guys. Alright, that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one, hopefully, and good luck out there. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of From ODST to Helldiver. If you found any of the information in this video useful, please go ahead and leave a like. And if you have any questions about anything, you want some clarification, or maybe you want to sync up in-game, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and maybe I can add you. We can get a couple of games together. And if you want to see a couple of more videos like this, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? That would really, really be appreciated. And hopefully this video gets you guys a little bit more prepared for when this inevitably drops on the Xbox. I hope everybody watching sees so many similarities between the Helldivers and the ODSTs. They're pretty much doing all of the same things. And I do find this game is, without a doubt, one of the greatest Halo games in the last 10 years. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.